That's life. That's life. Yeah.
Hey, hey, if changing the password and a boot options all you gotta do to have 2 free computers, don't bitch.
I won't. Okay. I will say, I love how compact it is. It is so cool that.
It is, dude. Let me tell you something. My media server that goes and gets all that fun stuff is literally one of those little machines. It sits down there on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that's all it does. And it pushes my Plex.
Okay, so for everybody out there that did not watch my last podcast, or not the last, well, last podcast, maybe my last stream, Corvo sent me a big old goodie box to hopefully bolster my capability of what I could do for my computer and so on. And when he sent me his little microcomputer that his company was throwing away, so don't worry, it wasn't like he bought it. Though he did put it together. So that is time and effort right there. And then sent it to me. So, quick question though. I see a spot on inside the motherboard that looks like a spot for a Wi-Fi card. Is that a Wi-Fi card slot?
Yes, sir, it is.
I wonder if I could pull it from my laptop. That'd probably be a dick move, but put it in there. But it's probably should do that.
If it is the right what we would call key pattern or chip pattern to fit in there, it probably would work, but honestly, be better just to go to like Amazon and look up that model machine and put in a Wi-Fi card, and you can probably find one for like $10.
Well, I'm gonna be buying me a in the next week or so a Ethernet cord kit maker, so I can make my own Ethernet cord. Cause I got a bunch of Ethernet cord. I got a box full of it.
I can help you with that because that's something I've done a lot of. Hell, I even have a testing kit and everything else.
Okay,
done a lot of that.
So I got to do that because you sent me everything I need,
but an Ethernet cable.
So, unfortunately, I had to now scramble around the house looking for an Ethernet cord. I found one, but I need two, because one has to go to the tower, or the other router box, and then to the splitter, and from the splitter to it. Now I'm like, shit, I don't have that.
Yep. But anyway, and that's a little switch that I sent you, that little 5-port.
Yeah.
It'll get you by, but I would advise at some point going and picking up like a $20 or $30 little switch, newer one. But that should get you up and going where you can at least see how you want to set everything up and get it, set.
Well, I want to get. Okay, this little trick for everybody out there. I'm sure you've heard of it, Corvo. It's called LinkedIn or something like that, where I'm able to use one mouse and one keyboard across all three of them.
Okay, so first you can do that, or you can get a KVM switch for like $20 or $30, and hook everything up to it, and then it'll literally.
Yeah, we might have lost it for good, and it's in that weird green flicker thing again. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, tell me when we're back, so hopefully we can...
Hey, guys, we'll be back shortly. Just give us a minute.
I would say type it in the chat, but...
I can do that.
Okay, because I don't know if that gets you hear or see us. And if it does that again, well, I'm going to have to stop using OBS Studio, because it's acting really weird, and I don't know how to fix it right now. Okay, we are back. Okay, good. Do we have audio? No one.
Yeah, I checked audio earlier. Yep, yes, we got audio.
Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Audio is one of those things that just scared the shit out of me nowadays. I went all last week. Didn't know I didn't have audio on my video, other than myself. So
let me bring you into the depressive day I've had.
I've had a great week, too.
So that maybe you can come up with something to lift my spirits. Because I literally realized today that in my department, in my company, me and this one other guy literally have the most time in now, because all of the people we started with have now officially found other jobs and are leaving.
Okay, that's about life. That's if you're now the senior person there.
Well, no, you don't understand. It's not really common for this particular group at this company. But yeah, we literally have a person that's been there probably right at 26, 27 years.
Yeah.
She's leaving. The person before her had been there almost 30 years. He's leaving. And our networking specialist that had been there for like 8 years, he's leaving. So
I guess people are getting tired of the place.
It's more that people got a taste of working from home, and they've decided that since they can do their job from home, they want to get paid that money but not have to come into an office. And they found places that were willing to give them that much money or more to work from home doing the exact same job.
Okay, but don't you need to be physically there in order to physically fix the computer when it has...
I do, yes. I do. But these people, even though they're in IT, one of them was a networking engineer. Nothing that he did required him to physically touch anything, because even if it had to have a network cable run, that was partly my job.
Okay.
He just did the programming, setup, and security for all the network on the admin side. He didn't have to physically touch anything.
So he was the guy that's saying, plug it in. Now
Yeah.
turn it on. Now
Yeah,
let me fool with it.
Yeah, he was that guy. And then Lori, she had been building reports for our ERP system, which is what we run all our jobs through, manufacturing and stuff like that. Doesn't require her to be in the building.
No, it doesn't. That sounds like logistics and just paperwork.
Well, no. When I say reports, I mean she's programming reports in the software.
I've never heard that before. That is the first time.
She's building like, for most people, the easiest thing for them to think of an Access database or a SQL database.
Okay, there you go.
That is a form of programming. You write reports inside of that software to bounce against those databases to get the proper data.
Okay, so would it be like reporting a bug or reporting a
no, not
issue?
Reporting, building a report. So let's say that, for instance, it's the end of the quarter and I want to know all of our profits at Site 5, right?
Oh.
She built the report that allowed them to go in there and enter a couple of variables and hit enter, and it goes out to that database, finds all that information, generates it, and presents it to them. She built that.
Okay, so she was the one that built the way of getting to it, getting access to it.
She built the reports for it to work.
Okay.
Which is basically, most people consider it a form of programming, because most of these reports are written in like a language, either be database language or programming language.
Okay, so CCAD and all that stuff.
Yeah, so she didn't have to physically be there to do her job either. And then we got another guy that does my job that's in Canada that's leaving because, well, I mean, I don't blame him. People found out at work where he lived and were starting to show up at his house to try to get him to fix shit when they were working on the weekend. And he was like, I was good up until that point. And he's like, I can't deal with that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody should deal with that. Honestly.
Well, I mean, in Canada, they have a whole different HR system.
Yeah.
So to them, if you're home and you're free and your salary, you get paid to do the job, do it. Whereas here in the U.S., if they had showed up at my house unannounced and uninvited, and I was in the middle of something, or even if I was just sitting around in my boxers, I can go back to HR the next day and be like, look, this is not okay. And they would have gotten reprimanded for breaking my personal bounds, Yeah. But that ain't how that shit rolls, apparently, in Canada.
Places do different things, but one thing you should do, if you're not invited, I don't care if we're on the shift, you're not invited, you're not invited. I don't care if we're on shift or not.
So what I was trying to get to with the point of it is me and this other guy that I trained when I first like I'd been there 9 months when they hired him, and I had to train him. We did the math today, and pretty much out of our entire department, we're the only ones still left from 10 years ago.
From the training to the application
to when we started, the day we started, we're the only ones still left from that point.
And how long has it been?
10 years.
10 years. Okay.
Yeah.
But say from my department, when I first, my last job, and I worked in, I was trained and taught and teach. It took me only like 2 years to be the last person from my like entry group of people that like entered.
Which is the issue is because we'd all been together for so long, it makes a bigger impact.
Yeah, like you knew how to work off each other. You
like,
knew
you didn't have to say nothing. I could just be working on something and be talking in my cube to a customer, and one of those other guys over here and be like, "Oh, that's some shit I need to look at," and message me, "Hey, man, keep them going and try this in a minute." I didn't have to ask; it just happened.
And you knew the rapport. You knew what they were about. You knew how long it would take them on average.
Yep.
You knew everything about the guy, so you knew what to...
It was easy to gauge, lead times and tell them, say, hey, give me about 10 minutes, give me 15 minutes, hey, give me an hour. It was easy to do that. Now I have absolutely no clue. Now we're going to get into another subject. This is really going to blow your mind. So the networking specialist leaves, right?
Yeah.
So the guy that's doing my old job, the communications lead, not only does he get promoted because he's taking over the networking responsibilities, but they allow him to hire a guy to work for him, which is what I needed the entire time.
And you were asking for?
I didn't get it. And this guy has absolutely no background in communications at all. He's a networking guy. So basically, they used the excuse that he had networking background to hire him because it was a networking person that left, and then placed him in a position that they wanted him in.
And this is assistant?
And none of that was decided by our department. That's the great thing. It was all decided outside of our department by the C-level execs, and my ultimate boss for my department was told to deal with it. So even he's like, what the fuck?
Well, okay, let me start with what I was saying. One statement. I do appreciate one side of it. At least they're hiring within the company to go and do another job.
Right. I don't have a problem with that.
I've had other jobs before that literally I was up for promotion or up for something, and they went, instead of giving me the position, they gave it some other jack off outside the company,
right,
that didn't earn it or didn't work for it for years, and gave it to them instead because they had prior experience.
Right, and here's the thing: it wouldn't even have bothered me at all if they had hired this guy to be the networking guy and placed him under the other guy. It wouldn't have bothered me at all, because then they would have been hiring someone for those credentials for that job within the company. But that's not what they did. Even the guy that they promoted and put this guy under was very confused at what the hell was going on.
It's like they hired somebody to train somebody to do the job that they could do, but now had to do underneath another person.
Yeah, are you confused as I am yet?
Yeah, it'd be like a kid going to a parent, and the parent going, all right, teach me how to be a kid. I already am one. Yeah, but teach me how to be one. Why?
Yeah, so that was my depressing part. Now, the not so depressing part of my week is that my oldest exploded in the scrimmage game yesterday.
Okay, so scrimmage, did you break a kid's leg?
No, but he broke through the offensive line twice so hard and so fast, and put so much pressure on the quarterback that he couldn't get out of the pocket before everybody was on him.
I'm sure the kid's shitting his pants like, huh? What am I supposed to do? Run? Okay.
By the time he turned away from my son to try to run, the rest of the team was standing on the other side going, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Oh shit, this go hurt."
And this is tackle football, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Soren got trampled at one point. 4 kids nailed him. He gets up off the ground. Look here, wobbly like this. Coach walks over to him and says, "Are you alive?" And he goes, "Yeah." He says, "You want to keep playing?" The other coach runs by and says, taps him on the shoulder, says, "Now you're playing football, boy." And he runs back to the line. And I'm like, oh my God. So, yeah, he had a phenomenal day yesterday. I mean, he can get better. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he can always be better. There are things he needs to work on. But yesterday, compared to all the practice days before, it was like a whole different child. Like, he did not once complain, "Oh, I'm hot and I'm dying, give me some water." He didn't try to get off the field to rest or anything. He only went off the field when the coach had to sub somebody because they have to play everybody. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he played that person, he'd run them back off the field and bring him back on. "Come on, get back up here. I need you in this hole."
Well, they definitely get him, getting his calisthenics in, get him running around and getting used to being, moved in and out of position. So they really can build characters.
I'm very much looking forward to, after watching Soren's scrimmage game and his change in demeanor, to seeing what Ethan's first game is going to be like, because Ethan's like that all the time.
"We see your orange shoulder. Hi."
Out. Out. No.
You're like, "You giving me praise, Daddy?"
Pretty much. Pretty much. But, yeah, I mean, he did good. I'm interested to see if Ethan turns into even more of a destructive force. I mean, he's 6. Most of these kids at 6 catch an elbow in the eye and they're crying. He catches an elbow and gets up and goes, "Okay, coach, where you want me at now?"
Something stung me in the eye. Give me a second. Yeah, it was an elbow, boy. Yeah, give me a second.
Out. 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 Out.
I'll get it.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right. Don't worry. We can't see him. Good thing we can't, because, well, he's not quite fully dressed.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's been the highs and lows of my week. And so yeah, I have a couple of parts here in my hand. Whenever we get back going, I
gotta miss all that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, ow.
All right, so, sorry about that.
Okay.
Great, they got it right. It's like you guys.
So you were asking me. I started with parts of the tiara.
Okay, so that's a part of it?
Yep, that's one part of it.
How?
It goes like this.
But say, how big is it?
It's for a female, a smaller headed female.
Okay.
And in case you're wondering what the teeth is for, it hooks in your hair to keep it from falling off.
Yeah, I'm assuming that.
That's one side of it. This is one piece of the center.
Okay, so.
And then I have the other side like this. It's printed. I just have to finish cleaning it. And I've printed, the part that comes down as the point.
Yeah, the little crown, I guess you might call it.
It's printed, so I literally have one more part to print, and then I got to finish cleaning up the edges. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but I'll put it up here. It has a groove in it, right there.
Yeah, slide in.
Yeah, these pieces like this one has the other side of it.
Okay.
And they slide in. So basically, what I'm planning to do is once everything is printed and the little valleys are sanded and the little pegs are sanded, I'm gonna put a little bit of resin in there slide them together and cure them.
Okay. Yeah, cure them with a little light. You know, I'm actually okay. My mom, you may or may not have heard of this or we may have talked about this at one point. I don't remember, but my mom does sculpts out of broken glass, and she poured resin over them, right?
Yep.
And we were talking about the other day, because normally she has to take, if she wants to put the glass in a certain position, she normally takes super glue and a little this stuff right here, which is pretty much glue enhancement or glue rapid curing. Pretty much like if you want to glue it down and rapidly cure it. And the problem is with this stuff, you have to keep on rebuying it, and it's not cheap. And if you spray too hard, sometimes the super glue can, you know, get pushed out of this section or pushed away from the spot. You don't have very good of adherence. You can put more glue on it and more spray, more glue, and you can't control the spray on this thing. You kind of like just one big old, you know, spray, that's it. But you need a little tiny small section. So what I told my mom to do, because she does with that kind of stuff and deal with resin, and just buy some 3D resin and a UV light and just dip the stuff in resin and UV light cure it. And see if that works any better. Yeah,
it might. That's not a bad idea.
Because it's like, it's going to be holding in a spot. It's pretty much, you're going to be dealing with resin anyways, and it should cure around everything. I don't know if this is going to work really well. I hope it does. Mom, you're watching. Hope you best of luck, because my mind is going, this should work. It's literally just plastic curing into each other and into the glass and into the rest of the resin. And if it doesn't work, well, shoot.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to try, right?
Yeah, but I really hope it does work for my mom, so she don't have to be around all that chemicals and all that spraying. At least the resin's gonna be, it. But I did find out something interesting. All right, so I did not know this, and I don't think even you know this. When I bought the 5+1 resin, which the video is done, well, at least the recording of it, now I gotta get someone to edit all together and make it look pretty. Certain resin glow just innately, just like I put it inside the little UV light and they just whoom. I'm like, they really glow. I mean, not a little bit, a lot. It's like glow in the dark. It's like, so if I put this on the UV light or maybe black light, so that stuff should glow. And I was telling my mom, because I would be printing her a Tinkerbell, because that's one of her favorite characters I talked about last week. I'm gonna print it the ones that glow, so my pops ever, you know, decides to make her a little light fixture box or something like that, Tinkerbell's wings would glow.
Be cool. That'd be really cool.
And it's not even glow in the dark. It just glows underneath UV light. Which I'm thinking, if someone wants me to do a video for it, if I were to use use a little pack of coloring, and I use the resin that glow, will it make the resin glow in color?
That'd be a good test.
So I want to do a video on that, but you know, you gotta see what people think. Come on.
I would be interested to know if that works.
Love you.
Because think about this. Think about taking one of those bases for those lights that I make and getting a UV light that size and sticking it in there, and you just turn it on, and it glows. Oh yeah, and it's very interesting. Now, I will say, I'm not going to spoil the results of my video, at least not yet. But we had a surprise upset winner in the overall category. There was a bit of a surprise, and I don't even know. I'm still going to probably stick to my tried and true, because I like the water wash. I will say that up front. I like water washing, because it's so much easier to deal with than just ibuprofen. Like, I don't care what you think. Water washing is just so much easier to deal with than having to deal with ibuprofen and buying it and storing it and keeping it good and make sure, you know, you have plenty of it. And if you don't hurry up and finish with your curing station machine, which I hope you made progress on something, I'm gonna have to go buy me one, because I like my little salad spinner, but it takes too long. Yeah, I can tell you exactly what you need as far as that goes if you want to just make one.
Yeah, but I want you make a finished product so you can feel like you made something, and
Yep.
I could be your first customer.
Yep. It'll be nice. It'll be really, really nice. I'm going to try to finish it this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And if I get it finished this weekend, then I'll shoot a video for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm close. I've got the pump that I want now, thanks to Stealthy, and the tubing and stuff that I wanted. Because after I made the test unit, which is sitting behind me,
Mm-hmm.
I realized some things that I wanted to tweak. And so I've got those things, and when I'm done, I'll put it up here, shoot a video, or we can just do a cast if you want to, a cast to the channel when I go to do it.
Okay.
And you can be a critic as I do the video. We can sit side by side like this. Maybe make us another panel to put the third camera in facing the unit itself, so that we can both be seen and give our opinions on it.
Okay. Speaking of opinions, what is your opinions and thoughts on the Halloween box that we're doing? How's
So
the idea?
This is what my idea is. So
Okay.
I know there are more items in the box than there are podcast days.
Yes.
So let's say podcast day is Monday, and that October starts 3 days before that.
Uh-huh.
So on that podcast day, we're going to open all the ones up to that day on that day.
Okay.
Okay. And then the next podcast day, we're going to pick up where we left off and open all the ones up until that day. And I was thinking that we would let chat, if we have enough people in chat, come on guys, y'all need to get in chat, they can guess at which one's coming out.
Okay. So are we going up to the 13th, or we're going to go all the way up to October the 30th?
I was planning to do it however the calendar's set up on the box. I don't have my box right next to me, so I don't
It's
know
supposed
right
to be
yet.
13.
So yeah, there's supposed to be 13 days of Halloween, so I was thinking we would do it for those 13 days.
Okay, because that's usually a Friday the 13th, but this year there is no Friday the 13th in October.
Right. So we're just going to shoot for the 13th of October is what I was planning to do.
Okay, I was just putting it out there. I'm like, we could go all the way up to Halloween if we really want to stretch it out.
Yeah, I mean we could, and I don't have a problem with that. You just have to give me your opinions on it because I hadn't really thought that far ahead.
If you really wanted to, which you could do since there's 4 weeks, just open up a set amount, and then just save the very last one for Halloween.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Okay.
So did you catch what she said?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's not a bad idea.
Okay, because I know you said it to me, and I'm like, okay, when are we opening this and how many? I'm like, it's Christmas. My wife is excited for mostly all of them, but Lost Boys.
Yeah, most people probably aren't going to be that excited for Lost Boys. You'd have had to been in that particular generation era, that time frame where certain people that were in the movie were what pulled you in.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm excited for all of them because I'm a big time horror thing. Oh, by the way, I won the debate. Yes, that's me. I win.
Okay, so did anybody bring up the Annabelle not being a porcelain doll?
Yes, they did.
They fell right into it. They're just like,
They're like, and the Annabelle doll, that porcelain doll is so creepy. I'm like, Annabelle wasn't really a porcelain doll. I said, matter of fact, if you watch on, I think it was either 2 or 3 different occasions throughout different movies in that franchise,
yeah.
you see a doll that is just like the original Annabelle doll being held by somebody at some point.
So it's like a cameo.
It's like an Easter egg. How much do you actually know about Annabelle? You know? And it is freaking hilarious, but I will tell you this. Whatever in the hell they released in The Nun wreaks havoc almost through the entire damn genre. And it is something serious.
Okay,
It
so
is-
is the nun a part of Annabelle, or
Okay,
she's
so,
separate?
Yes and no. Okay, so the nun, the way they did this thing is kind of weird. So the nun starts it off. If you're looking at it from the eras
Yeah.
that it's supposed to take place in. So the nun starts it off, and then when you get to Annabelle creation, where Annabelle is supposed to appear the first time, the nun that is in that has a picture of the nuns from that abbey.
Uh-huh.
She was friends with some of the nuns from that abbey. And in Annabelle creation, at one point, somebody looks at the picture, and in the background, there is the nun, the demon.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask, well, who is that nun? And the nun that has the picture goes, I don't remember ever seeing that there before.
Ah! Right?
So, yes, and then the nun, the demon that is the nun, plagues the wife of the Warrens, Lorraine Warren, through many different cases. Like, she messes with this lady's head through many different cases, like giving her images of things she just does not want to see.
Well,
So and you find out, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but there is an overall puppet master to this whole thing, and it is one hellaciously evil thing.
of course, it's gonna be hellacious. It's an evil spirit, evil entity. So
Yeah, this thing is a how did they describe it? I want to say non-terrestrial, but no. It's an entity that was never made flesh. It was never human to begin with. It's pure evil.
wow, that's what a lot of worlds want to make you think of the pure evil. That's all it is. But speaking of movies and other things like that, well, now they're gonna come out with, and you probably can guess who. Now they're coming out with a live action version of One Piece.
Yes,
Gotta go. Uh-oh. Okay, so let me just ask you this right now. Do you think in our era, because so far it's been a bad run, you think in our era we can actually make a legitimate, because you gotta think of the social structure, and of course the whole political structure that I don't like getting into, but that whole thing. Do you think in our, if I don't want to uninstall and reinstall it, but I would try to say I could uninstall and reinstall it to the desktop you gave me, but promise.
We're live again.
Yeah, I got it up and going again. I got lost my thing here, but okay. Hopefully it all puts it together, and I don't have to.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of freaking backstory in all of those movies that if you're not careful, you will miss.
So a lot
and
of.
as far as your question about the live action, I think we have the capability of having a good reboot live action. I think our problem is we're getting tied up on who's allowed to play the characters.
And like maybe like their structure of ideas and like, okay, well, we want to make it different or make it our own. It's like, at what point did people that are directing these things and making these things and whatever release their own opinions and their own beliefs and just release that, let that go, and actually just make it for what the artist, the original artist, set forth to make it as?
Right.
It's like, just let go of your, like, but I want to make it my own. I want to put a spin on it. I want to put my own thoughts behind it. I want to be creative, bro. It's like, let it go, dude.
Well, if you want to be creative, make something original.
So
yeah, I'm not saying you can't enhance, like, say, maybe a relationship that everybody always knew was more special than portrayed or something, but it is kind of my biggest thing is like, okay, so you got a character with a set amount of powers.
Mm-hmm.
This is his powers. And then you, in the live action, give him another power that he never had before. That's kind of not. That's weird.
It's like kind of like Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, right? In that movie, instead of just having the power come from the heat of your body and come forth in flames when the firebenders, you literally had to have a source of fire nearby in order to bend that. And people were like, no, it's supposed to come from the heat from your body, come from you. It's supposed to expel from your body and come forth, not from whatever campfire was nearby and decided to, suck from and then make what you wanted to.
In the defense of the person that did that, though, I think they were trying to make it more fair to the waterbenders because, the waterbenders, up until a point, most basic waterbenders did have to have a source of water to bend.
Yeah, that's like earthbenders.
So they were trying to keep the ability to bend fire, but they were trying to keep it on a level playing field too.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I think they were going for.
I would think that it's just like trying to make well, that makes sense. How are you gonna pull fire from your body? Your body produces heats. That's why I see it. That's why it's just heat. It just needs a little spark, and your body is the spark. And when you're hot and ragey, you get burning up, and you just pull from that. And yeah, but the water thing, I could get that. Of course, they always say, well, you can pull water from molecules in the air, but that's a more advanced technique of water bending. And of course, for earth bending as well, earthbenders are just screwed unless they learn how to metal bend, because otherwise there's never always earth around you. Maybe like, if you're on some, metal box, you can pull at least from the metal. And of course, airbenders, they're the one thing they could literally do from anything. Long as you can breathe, there's air.
Yep.
And I was just like, they're gonna be doing live action of the Airbender, and I am an avid fan of the Airbender. Like I've been a big fan of Avatar for a long time. They're gonna do a live action of that, and I'm like, I don't know if I could trust companies to let go of their feelings and their thoughts, and directors, and let's make it for where the original people intended to be. Like, just let them do what they're good at.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate. So here's the thing. I get original fans, me included, want what we think was based off of the original.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there's all these people that are new fans that they're trying to get interested in it. So they may have to tweak some things.
Mm-hmm.
to make it interesting to them.
Gotcha.
So it's really being a producer or a director of something that's already established, like a manga or a book or anything like that, is not an easy job, because you're told, make this movie like this, but also pull in these people that don't like it.
Yeah.
So there's you can't. It's very hard to balance. Make it like the original, and pull in the people that didn't like the original, because to do that you have to change some things. There's no way you can't, mainly because those people didn't watch it for a reason.
Well, I understand Twilight was the closest books.
Yeah. Twilight was nothing like the books. Honestly, they say that shit, but they're full of shit.
It's like I know they'll pull in their old fans, because almost on day one, because they're gonna be here Avatar, and they're gonna be what's the word for it? Like, they're gonna be invested. They're gonna be invested pretty hard. And
a good example of someone trying to take something already established and make a movie out of it, and the trials they're having to deal with, was Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yes, you had to put certain characters in there for your avid fans, okay? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, there's fans that didn't watch Mortal Kombat or play Mortal Kombat because it was only a tournament. That's what you did, was a tournament.
Yeah.
Some of those people would have been all about the game had there been some storylines, some back stuff. Keep the tournament, but have some stuff outside the tournament going on. So what they chose to do was do a what I would like to call, I guess, a prequel to the tournament. Okay, these are the rules of the tournament. Here's your classic fighters. These are the ones that are going to be in it. But this is what happened before the tournament to try to appease everybody, and they still got the shit kicked out of them by the avid fans saying, "Oh, there wasn't enough tournament." Well, I get that there wasn't tournament, but you haven't let the second movie drop yet. You know, you gotta give them time.
Do you think people that are all avid fans would be like, "Yeah, we trust you to give you a second chance"? Do you think of people like that out there?
Honestly, I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and I like to think, and I could be wrong, and it's fine if everybody disagrees with me, but I like to think that this was done in a way to get people that weren't interested in Mortal Kombat due to it being mostly a tournament into the world, get them to identify with some characters so that when the next movie or the movie after, whichever one they do it in, if they do another one, the tournament actually takes place, now they're invested in it. So they're more willing to watch that tournament setting. Okay? That's where I'm hoping they're going with it. That's what I feel like they were doing.
A new audience to push forward the Mortal Kombat of the old generation, I guess you might say.
Well, I mean, if they do the second one the way I'm thinking they're going to do it, which is it's going to have the actual tournament in it, then you will be appeasing the old audience because you have your tournament, and you've made a movie prior to that to pull in the new audience to get them emotionally invested and willing to watch the tournament. So now you've done both. And I'm hoping that's what they're doing.
Gotcha. Well, I know the Avatar is going to be a live-action TV series, which TV series, I only have really one example. Well, two examples, actually. Well, no. I wouldn't know if you would actually call Game of Thrones a TV series off of a previous TV series. It's more like a TV series off of a long book. But Avatar is coming from an Avatar, the TV series, into another TV series. At least they have a long time to put in everything instead of a quick movie where it's just everything in one go, a lot of information, a lot of things, and then try to sprinkle in their little whatever thing they like to sprinkle in to try to captivate new audiences. Which
I think a lot of movies that they've tried to do reboots on, a lot of the movies that they made would have been better served to be live action TV series versus live action movies, because it would have given them more time to work in certain aspects. That's just, I firmly believe that. Like, they're planning to do a live action TV series of something. What was it? Amazon was going to do it, and I'm trying to remember what the name of the show was. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, they were going to do a live action off of it, and if there's plenty of material for them to do it. So if they stick to their guns and they run it right, they'll be successful. But again, like, I wish I could remember the title, but I cannot right now. I mean, look at Witcher. It was a set of games. They were smart. They were like, there's no way we're going to take all the content in these games and put them in a movie.
Well, so, book, game, now TV show.
Yeah, right. But there was no way. My point was, is they knew that there was no way to take all that material and translate it into a single movie. I mean, that movie would be a day long. You know? Well,
it would be sequeled if they did it right. If they did it wrong, they tried to, like, condense all of it in, like, a super fast-paced movie.
Yeah. But I think The Witcher is a good proving point to say it can be done. As to whether people will follow the example, because I mean, even The Witcher itself is not 100%, exactly like the books or the games, but they kept enough of it to make Witcher fans happy and changed just enough that people that never played The Witcher or never read The Witcher have went out and bought the book and played it now.
Yeah. I'm sure the Dick costumes really pulled in new audiences. I will never get over that. If you're not of age, I'm sorry. That's bad talk, but literally the costumes of the bad guys are shaped like penises. Not an exaggeration. And the director made it be so, and she openly admitted it. So that was a interesting twist.
Yep.
Really captivated the audiences and really brought their attention in.
Hey, AJ. What's up?
Oh, what's up? Hey, Jay, little FYI, if our stream goes down, my OBS has been crashing on me a lot, like 3 times already. So, fair warning for all those who are watching. Don't worry, if this is all in separate videos, I will take all of it down, condense it into one video, and then re-upload it. So, for those who are watching live or wondering why there's so many videos on my channel now, I don't know if that's going on or not, but I'm just saying, if it is doing that, I'll fix it later. Later.
Yeah, I've been kind of iffy on some things, but I'm telling you though, man, I've been enjoying my Crunchyroll, and I've been enjoying, a lot of things thanks to the Stealthy allowing the Crunchyroll to be realized.
New experiences, new animes. Who dis? I'm still working on the Slime Retribution, Dragon Maid, and another anime that I actually read the manga first. But in the second season, one of my favorite animes this season is coming out. Just a commercial for that the other day. The problem is I don't know how to say it in English, so I'm not going to try to pronounce it in Japanese. I got to introduce you to season 1 of that one. If they have it on Crunchyroll, give it a watch, but I'll tell you about it a little later on. It's another one of those little, I think they call them hissy guys, where a person dies and goes to another world.
Yeah.
It's not one of those, but it's worth it. Like, if you just get past the whole, oh, he dead, oh, he come new live, this is just like, no, this is not the run-of-the-mill. Not the run-of-the-mill at all. Yeah. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Can't wait for season 2 to come out, especially if you get the unedited version. Oh, boy, the unedited version.
I exposed one of the guys at work to another the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And he went home and decided to marathon another. And he come back to work and looked at me and said, I think my brain has been officially fucked. He's like, that anime was gruesome, especially towards the end. We're stopped.
Yeah, for right now, but only for now. It's only for now.
We're coming back. We're coming back.
And
Let's get the party started. Hey, that's me.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna after the stream. I'm probably gonna reset my computer just to see if maybe that's it. Then hope OBS fixes itself.
But I still say nothing is as gruesome and as fast to get gruesome as that freaking that Witcher anime.
Oh yeah, I definitely suggest anybody out there that I don't care if you're not a fan of cartoons, it's a cartoon! You don't know what the stuff that you can see in a cartoon you couldn't see any other way, even with all the CGI in the world. There's things in a cartoon that you can do and pull off you can never pull off in any CGI to this modern day. That's why I say anime is far better immersive than anything else. I don't care. CGI be damned. It looks so real though. But you can't have the guy fly into the sky, do backflips, and then slam down on the dragon, and all the other creatures running around, and one dude like blowing people off with no arm, and then all the other creatures running around, and then doing backflips and twirls, and like, I would love to see somebody do that acrobatics in all one shot. Plus CGI, plus all the creatures, plus all the magic, and...
Well, it's not that we're not capable, we just don't have the financial backing to do it.
Oh yeah, like...
That's the biggest thing. I mean, the money that it would cost to shoot one of those sequences live action would be high.
Like Game of Thrones, get ready for a whole season's budget in just one episode, one scene.
Yep.
And I love that. And of course, I just feel like they could be more gruesome. They could be more more aesthetically pleasing. They could be more flew into their moves, and of course, it's a cartoon, right? But if you get yourself immersed, you see past the cartoon, you see past all the pretty colors and lines, and then see a human behind it, right? You get past that. Oh, you see me in a cartoon, and you start realizing there's an emotion, there's a person, there's an attachment, there's a character behind it. Spam caller, yeah, go new.
I'm a big fan of media, period. I love movies, I love animes, I love TV series. I love anything that makes me not have to... I'm not going to sit there and watch
Escapism.
something that I do. I don't want to sit there and watch something that's like, say, based around a normal corporate office. That I won't do because I do that every day. But if you're talking about slaying some dragons and killing some evil witches and shit like that, I don't do that every day. Hell yeah, I'll watch that. That's interesting.
As long as you
I
don't
care. I don't care if it's live action. I don't care if it's cartoon. I mean, if it's good, it's good.
Just don't show him a cubicle or he gets PSD. Not work. Don't call me.
I was messing with one of the guys at work today. We had a meeting and we were doing a video call. So all of us site leads across the company have our cameras up.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at every site lead, and they all have an office with a door, except for me. I have a cubicle. So the one guy's like, yeah, I've got so many boxes in my office, I can't hardly turn my chair around. I was like, I'll trade you for the door. And they're like, and then they all looked at my area and they realized, holy shit, he's the only one of us that's in a cubicle. I was like, yes, and I'm supposed to be at the corporate headquarters.
Uh-huh.
It's like y'all can go literally stack boxes up in your office.
And make a cubicle.
You have a door that you can shut and lock. So you don't have to run halfway across the facility to get a computer every time you have to build it. They can literally be sitting right behind you.
Mm.
You could shut your door when you're on a conference call or you're working on, like, say, the CFO's computer so that you're not bothered. I get none of that. None of it. It's drive-by 24/7. Beep, beep, my phone don't work. Beep, beep, I need a mouse. Beep, beep, my keyboard's fucked up.
They're riding by with strollers or little automatic strollers or whatever, and this, give me my stuff, bye, whee! You're stuck in a cubicle, you have your hand up in the sky, flicking them off.
I have a project that I'm secretly going to do for work.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to hope that it doesn't get me in trouble, but I'm going to do it anyway because the worst thing they're going to tell me is to take it home.
Yeah.
But I'm going to resin print a flame, like on our logo.
Uh-huh.
And put a light in it that's connected to one of those, your social media, your messenger systems and stuff to show your status.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick it up on the top corner of my cubicle so that when I am busy and I set my shit to busy, there is a red light up there that says I'm busy.
Red light district.
Or a green light saying that I'm not busy, which it'll never hardly ever be green, but that's not the point. That way, when they come by and they're like, do you have time? I can just point at the light.
Yeah, point at the light, and then the light would be you say a flame, I say a middle finger, but
Yeah, I don't get it, man. It's like, I have put one of those little cubicle doors that slide on my cubicle.
Yeah.
Right? And the idea behind that was, since I didn't have an office, maybe if I slid this door shut on this cubicle, they would realize he's busy. Dude, they will come to my cubicle and open my door and walk into my cubicle because it's a cubicle.
I'm like, can you at least look over it? Can you at least make the idea of the door be that it's a standing wall that's supposed to separate me and you in some visible aspect? Can you at least look over the wall to at least acknowledge that I had the door shut? But no, they just...
They just slide it open. Hey, I need this. I'm like, I'm on the phone with the user right now. I can help you when I'm done.
Please call back later.
That's why the door was, shut.
This user isn't available right now. Please call back later.
Yeah. It's kind of funny sometimes. I mean, I told someone, like, they did The Office, and it was supposed to be a view of an office work area. Nah, hell, they just need to let me walk around my office with a GoPro, and I can make all you bitches crack up all day long, because I see some real life craziness on the regular.
Well, that's a day for you, so it's, of course, day outside. I don't get to go outside very much. I just heard the other day though about my sister-in-law. I guess you call it my sister-in-law. My middle brother's wife got COVID. So just one of those things. Reason why I go. I know why I don't like going out very much. I got my shots, but I don't like going out very much.
Well, I mean, I don't know if Stealthy told you or not, but our youngest is on exposure number 3.
Number 3, great.
Three within 3 weeks, yeah. Once a week for 3 weeks. Exposed.
Boy, howdy, that's fun. My wife, like, literally at her job, let me see if I can get it here. At her job, we're selling these things at her job. And what they are, they're M95 masks, but way overboard mechanically made, and they have a little gel connector. So this is supposed to protect me better than a N95. Like, this is better than M95 or whatever, KN95. What is this one? This one's this is the N95. This is supposed to be better, and like this costs like $15 to get. I'm like, I wish I could resin print this. I'm sure if I could, if I had like if I didn't know how to make 3D models, but other than the gel thing around it, this is a fairly simple thing. I'm like, I think a lot of people need these. This would be probably good for some certain people out there.
Yeah, I wish I had one like that. Then I would I would probably make some painting marks on it or something, make it look like Darth Vader. Walk around work all day going. Luke, I am your father.
And it has like tradable filters and that. So yeah, we got that because, like, even with my shot, I don't trust people. And my wife's like, "Do you want one of them?" I'm like, "Yes, yes, I will take one because, when these go bad, you gotta throw them away. The N95s or the KN95s, like, you gotta throw these away after you're done with them. And if you touch the front of them or the side of them or anything, if you don't touch anything but the strap, you can ruin this entire thing." It's kind of weird how mass has become like almost a main staple in society nowadays. Not even like a joke or a fashion sense. It's just a staple.
Yep.
At least in my household. I don't know about y'all's household. Is it a main staple for y'all? Like, y'all have, like, masks everywhere? Like we do?
There's some in the kids' drawers. There's some in the car. There's some in my bag. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. And it's kind of weird. Like, it's just feels. I know why, right? It's not an unseasonable, sensible thing, but it still feels very weird, like, because these are to protect you, right? The other masks are to protect other people.
All masks are supposed to protect someone else.
Yeah, but this protects me because this is supposed to be supposed to filter COVID. So, like, it protects you, but this protects me as well, because this is not, the COVID can't go through this and that thing. And if it do, my money back guaranteed. I know that would be complete ass if that happened. Then again, I have such a beard going on that I don't know if it's trying to get a good seal on my face. Probably not. That's why, when you join the military and Marines like that, they always make sure you shave your face, because any gas mask you wear, if it's not a full head gas mask, you're going to have some problems, even some facial hair. At least that's what I was told a long time ago. It's like why why masks don't really work on a person with beards.
Right.
Because I had an employee that used to be in the military. It's like, with all that hair around your face, that mask ain't doing shit for you. And I was sick at one time, and I was like, well, I'm doing it to protect everybody else. I'm not doing it to protect, because at the time I had a sickness and I had a cold, and I didn't want to get to everybody else, but I felt okay enough to go to work, because, you got to go to work, even if you're sick. And I wore a mask, but he's like, they're working. The air comes out the sides because all your hair. I'm like, well, I'm not shaving my face. I like my beard. I like the scruffiness, and of course my wife told me I can't shave it off or I look too young for her. I'm thinking about something, but I talked to my mom a long time yesterday. And I don't get to very much talk to Mom. How's your mother doing, by the way?
She's doing all right. She's waiting on me to print some more stuff to paint.
Okay. Has she or have you tried out the model paint I told you about?
I think she tried it on her Baby Yoda that I painted.
Like this thing?
That I printed, yeah.
Backwards, but it's pretty much core color Reaper. It's Reaper brand, but yeah, I love this paint for model pitch because it goes on really well. Now, some of them are a little thin, though. I still incorporate my airbrush when I can to try to get some of the details. Because somebody told me, don't think of paint as a means to an end. Think of paint as a tool. And that's been sticking with me. It's like I always think of paint as like an ends, right? Like once you paint it, you're done, right? It's to make it look cooler. Make it look prettier.
Right.
But it's supposed to be like a tool. Like you're supposed to treat it choose the paint for the situation, choose the paint to do the effects. Right? It's not like, I just make it look pretty. No, it's a tool. So you gotta learn how to handle the paint correctly. And for 3D modeling, I showed my mom the Mona, and it did take a lot of working with, a lot of learning how the paint moves and flows and coverage, and like some paints are thin, you have to do more than one paint coverage, but also you got to make sure that you don't do a lot of streaks with the paint, and what paint does do streak and what paint does not do streaks, and what paint gets a special today. Oh, that's a weird effect.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a nice tongue. Nice tongue you got there, boy.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so a patina, or so many people may call it. I was thinking of maybe at one time it was called a weather effect, but shading and all stuff like that. So I definitely say if you ever get the 3D printing, try out that kind of paint and airbrushing. Airbrushing is still great, but it can be very hard masking off things. Do you mask off a lot of your things you painted, right?
Well, I masked off the mask when I done it because of different areas being so close to each other that it was going to be different colors.
Yeah.
I find I like to mask stuff if I can because it just makes it easier to keep the edges clean and not run together. And I'm all about the easy.
Yeah. So, did you? Okay, I know you didn't go very deep into it, but did you notice? Because I bought some tape that literally says would not leave residue on things when you pull it off, but yet somehow it still left residue.
Like mine didn't though.
You didn't?
My blue painter's tape did not leave any residue.
Mine did. And it's so annoying. Like, it literally had a big special cell on it. It was like, leaves no residue behind. I go peeling it off, and sure enough, there's a little bit of sticky stuff still on it. I'm like...
The question is, what brand did you buy?
I don't really remember. It's in my tape drawer in the living room.
Because I'm going to tell you, I found, believe it or not, the best tape to use is the cheapest painter's tape you can find. Because the sticky is not quite as strong. So it tends not to leave residue.
Okay.
I know that sounds weird. I tried some like duct tape, painter's tape one time, and it left streaks of tape glue all over my stuff. I got this freaking 97-cent stuff, Walmart generic brand, and it worked like a champ.
Okay. And I do need to get some of that paint, at least painter tape that's really thin instead of the thick stuff, because trying to put it on there and trying to curve and try to get around the edges and then having to cut up the excess off of it and try to do all that stuff is so annoying. When you get the thin kind, you have a little bit more leeway to do it, but probably to do a lot more tape on it. But I'd rather do that than having to do that thicker stuff. You know, if you're trying to cover a large space with this, like my forehead, that'd be great. But trying to get small details, you're gonna be giving yourself a bit of a headache.
Yep.
So yeah, right now I'm printing off because my wife, she likes Halloween, and I'm sure you love Halloween too, right?
Oh yeah.
So
favorite holiday of the year is All Hallows Eve.
yeah, my wife's also Halloween. I'm printing her something that I like and she like, but this is just the body of it so far. A Zombified Charmander. And
Zombified Charmander.
And it's pretty zombified. Like this, I found a zombified version of a Squirtle, and it only thing it has is like one part of his like brain like out. Like that's it. Like a little spot's not there no more, and you see brain behind it. It's pretty simple. This thing is all out. I mean, from the face to the chest to the tail, the model of this thing is very detailed. Very detailed. And my wife she's starting loving to paint this stuff. Like, she's absolutely loving it. And I don't know if Stealthy's the same way, but my wife is, like, we did just yesterday, a Halloween Bulbasaur, which was a Bulbasaur with a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern on its back instead of a regular rose thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay, so, yeah, okay, what is your next print after you're done with your tiara? Like, are you still doing Chocobo?
Yep, that's right. I've got the boys did some stuff for me the other day, so they get to pick something from the list. I don't know what they're going to pick yet.
Okay, so there's a list in the house.
Yeah, what I did was they did some stuff that I asked them to do the other day. So I told them that whenever I get done with this and get it done, that they can go and look through my 3D print files that I have and pick something, and I will print it for them.
If I wanted to mess with you, I could put something really in there and hope they find it, like put their names on it and let them. I'm not, but I'm thinking about some evil, malicious things. Put their names on it. Hope to God they see their names and they go, "This one, Daddy." All right, let's see what it is. Open up the file. Oh, hell no.
I know who did this one.
Oh, yep. That would be so funny. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Don't worry. But okay, so you're letting them. Okay, so once you print it out, do they get to keep it, or is it I'm keeping it, but you get to choose?
No, it's theirs.
Okay.
It's theirs.
How is the saving going up? By the way.
The saving, he's about halfway there for that.
Okay. I'm again. Whenever we get to meet up and you get to get it from me, because I'm pretty sure we're not going to be like, let's ship it, because I don't know how much shipping this thing would cost, since it's all metal.
Yep.
So we'll probably meet up somewhere. But I would say, since you're a little bit more electrically savvy than I am, figure out whatever you might want to check the motherboard, just check it to make sure whatever killed my last power supply doesn't kill this one. I've already used it twice. It worked. But let's say about the fourth or fifth time, I don't know what might happen. It might die again, because whatever killed the last one.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Because I don't want to be like, oh, here it is, have fun, bring it home, run a print, next day, it's dead. I'm like, did you check the wiring? You check whatever it might be killing? Because I don't know what killed it.
Yeah. I'll check it out.
Because I want him to get that. Of course, I know he's excited for it. I I'll give y'all a spool of some filaments so y'all don't have to use any of y'all's because I have plenty of it. Why
Okay.
not? And you know, if you could dry it out in the oven or dry it out, you
I
just make sure.
will tell you. I don't know what colors you have, but his favorite color is red. So if you have a red,
Oh yeah, I've read.
that would make him very happy.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I want him to be able to print almost the day he gets up and going. Which I literally have the red one on the very print. I just realized that one's up there and that mine's down there. His is on the table. Mine's on the ground. Because mine needs to be fixed and worked on. His is on the table because I was running prints on it. I forgot about that. It says a red too plugged to it. All right, so I don't know how long we've been going because of all the ups and downs with my stream.
Yep,
Okay,
we are at 16 minutes past 7. So we've probably been going right at an hour now, counting the ups and downs.
Yeah, all the ups and downs, and of course the little late start in there. I'm sorry, folks. All right, so we'll wrap this up. Thank you for coming this evening. I do appreciate it. For those who are seeing this in the VODs, this won't be up for long. While this was going, my OBS kept crashing, coming back up. I'm gonna reset my computer. Hopefully that fixes it. But nah, I'm gonna uninstall and reinstall again. Of course, when I get this PC of the OBS going, maybe it won't do it no more because it hasn't been like this for a couple weeks now, and now it's doing it all over again. It's like seems like every month or so it crashes or starts crashing again. I don't know. Anyways, so I'm gonna be going to my stream within an hour. We're gonna go eat first, take care of everything around the house I need to take care of, dogs, cats, myself included, and probably talking to Corvo a little bit after the podcast, and I'll go stream. I'm gonna be streaming some Genshin Impact, of course. There's a Genshin Impact event going on right now for streamers, and I got invited. Stealthy, you got invited too, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you do know about the 15 hours average thingy, right?
Yep.
Okay.
She does.
She broke that Saturday.
She broke that. She broke that Saturday.
So she did one 15-hour stream?
I don't remember. I did a really long stream.
She did a really long
I don't know
stream.
if that was during the time frame. Give me a second.
She's checking it now to see if it fell within their time frame that they gave her.
Okay.
But if it did, yeah, she's already broken it. But yeah, she got invited.
All right, so I gotta do it. I gotta start mine today.
We've been playing a lot of catch up on my stuff, so that I can get some characters and fill some stuff out and finished. Which island was that with the cat quest?
Yeah, I did a 9-hour stream 5 days ago, which would have been on the 3rd. And then I have like a 3-hour stream as well on top of that, so that's like 12 hours.
So she's got 12 of her 15 already.
All right. Any new followers from doing it?
No, well, I've had a couple followers, but I don't think it's because it's from the event. Now, because I think they said the second counts as well. If that does count, then I already have my 15 hours.
Okay. So that might be good. Of course, I got my hours, but I'll have to check it too. But of course, I need to take pictures of it and then submitting it.
Sorry.
I know. You have to read it. You might have to read over for me the full details because honestly, there was a lot there, and I was like, that's way too much to read. But we can do that on stream. How are you feeling about the fishing event? By the way, let me ask that real quick before we end the stream. What y'all think of the fishing so far?
I'm done to it because I've been focusing on doing other things.
She hadn't done a whole lot of it. I have not done any of it.
I'm actually enjoying it.
I've been focused on.
The fishing is aggravating from the aspect that it keeps, like, it doesn't, because of how fast the mouse moves, if you fuck up, it's really easy. So it's aggravating. There's nothing else.
I'm actually enjoying it. I like it. I like when games have fishing in it. I just wish they have deep. I hope they at some point to have deep water fishing or deep sea fishing because the ideas they could do with that would be nice.
Excuse me, just a minute.
Kids are being bad. I I would wrap it up, but he's stepping away for a couple of seconds. So let Daddy be Daddy. But anyways, I will be going live on there. So that's be twitch.tv/GrumpyBear. With all the stuff that's going on with the YouTube right now, I'm really thinking that YouTube might be popping off. So if you have not watched maybe you should stream a YouTube video on my channel. You're thinking about going over YouTube and you like maybe some my pointers and thoughts about it. Go check out that video. It should be an older video. Of course, if you're interested in streaming as well, there's maybe you shouldn't be a streamer video. There's a name of the title. Go check it out and maybe you get some ideas of what it requires to be a streamer. It's kind of old video of mine. But I go over some talking points on what it really takes to become a streamer, in my opinion. Go check that out. I will be playing some Genshin, be playing a good bit of it, so I can help me hit my 15-hour this week. Of course, with fishing, there's plenty of stuff for me to do. And I hope it goes over well. Corvo, you have anything you want to shout out before we leave?
No, I'm good, man. I'm just going to see if I can do something about dinner here in a few minutes after we talk, and then I probably will be getting in to try to work on some stuff, build some people up.
Gotcha. Okay, and then of course we got Stealthy of Jade on twitch.tv/Stealthy of Jade. So if she wants to give her a watch when she's playing some Genshin Impact, she'll be over there. Go give her a like, go give her a follow so we can hit the quota. Again, it's a part of Genshin Impact things. It's a bit of community going on, joining a Discord and all that stuff like that. So I hope it goes well. Wish us luck, and as always, have a good day. Hit the like button. Have a good night. Hit the subscribe button. Have a good life.